Hello, good afternoon. As a top earner and a VIP access member to the ring, I've always been opportune to be in Vegas at the ringside and go for the top after fight parties and when I'm less busy. And I'm making this video as a YouTuber has actually been an access of an opportunity for everyone to meet on playing fields. And I don't usually make videos, but this one is actually because there's too much tongues wagging and saying things about two great fighters, which is not likely to be what is going down. Uh, to your greatest surprise, I'm gonna let you know now that Floyd Mayweather is actually looking forward to fighting Manny Pacquiao, and he's properly getting set for this fight. And I do not think Manny is very well aware because all his dealings go through Bob Arum, and we understand that Bob Arum has actually been the main problem between these two gentlemen, who are very great fighters, which I greatly admire. Floyd, in his own right, has to be respected, no matter what he's been through with his domestic issue. Everyone has got problems. These are people, we have to always remember that, no matter how we see them, they are bound to make mistakes. They are young men, and Manny has actually been a different person. He's a quiet person. He's actually been going to the ring. But my problem with Manny is the issue of the test, and which he would have to take once this deal is being brokered. Floyd has actually been offered over 70 million, almost 75 million for this fight, and the talk is on. When you're not in the scene, you do not see what is happening. If you're not a top player in this boxing field or in a sports field, you can't just be talking without knowing what is happening. You've not laced the boots, you've not laced the glove before, so you should not be saying what you do not know or you're not aware about. It takes a lot to happen behind the scenes before a fight is actually made. A fight of this magnitude is making over 700 million, heading towards a billion United States dollars. And Floyd, in his own right, is demanding to have 100 million. We all see this as an incredible and very shocking amount to demand, but today is a different day. This is a modern day and age. This is not the Fraser time, this is not the Ali time, nor is this the Judge Foreman time. This is actually not the Marciano time. This is a brand new day and age. It's a new millennium, and things has to step up. This is not the time for slave fighters, fighters to be slaved, and their money is drained away from them, and only through a little bet. These are the people taking the punishment, and they deserve every bit of the pause. Now we understand as promoters. I'm also a promoter, and I understand that promoters also has to be respected. Without them, the fight cannot happen. Sometimes you have illiterate fighters coming together and they do not understand what you're talking about on the papers. Now it is our own right to actually secure our own side of the purse. I think the entertainment field is actually large enough to actually reach out to everybody and cater enough to everybody. Now this fight would be made. It would be made very soon, and it will not be the fight that you actually all expecting. It's gonna be a very boring fight because Floyd is more technical. Manny is very aggressive. Manny is like a lighter Mike Tyson, while Floyd is, is somewhat that pedals back, and he's just gonna. It's gonna be a different fight. To my own prediction, I see Floyd winning that fight. I really think the big challenge ahead for Floyd is the great fighter, who you think is overrated, but he's not overrated. He's Sergio Martinez, who can actually come down to light middleweight to fight Floyd. And I think that is a challenge because that's a stronger puncher. He's very effective. He's versatile in all areas. Sometimes he comes towards you like Andre Ward, but much more stronger. So these are fights we should actually be looking forward to. Floyd and Manny would definitely happen because Floyd has no other choice. He's actually he likes the fact that this fight brings a lot of money to the table, and Floyd actually is working on this. And do not forget, he is his own promoter. He is not going through Bob Arum. Bob Arum is actually declining in these modern times, securing very, very great deals. He still secures very good deals because of his name brand and everything. But going to the next level of demanding the higher pulse, people like De La Hoya stepped up the game. People like Floyd have taken over, stepping up the game higher. So I don't see anything wrong with a fighter of this magnitude to demand this, because he's actually shown and proven himself. All through the years, we've actually doubted him. I'm not a fan. I'm not a very big fan of both fighters, but I love both fighters. I'm actually much more in the heavyweight division, you know, and I'll be watching the David Hay Vladimir Klitschko fight from the ringside. So this fight between Floyd and Manny is something that's got a lot of tongues wagging. Those who know and those who do not know. We have much more people who do not know that it takes a lot to walk through the backgrounds of boxing before you see the real fight happen. It's not just about the two fighters. There's so much about promotion. Everybody that's going to sponsor has to be sure that they're making the money back. So these things are actually things that we have to actually put in perspective. Now Floyd would take this fight because it is something to do with his legendary claim and status quo. He's actually thought to be said that he is the best boxer of all time. We all think also that Manny shares the same right. So when they share the ring, very soon we will find out who's going to be the greatest. And I think at this point in time, the issue with the drug testing should not be any problem. Manny should submit himself to random blood and urine test. There is no reason why any opposition cannot ask you or demand from you to have a test. Every fighter should be on even grounds. No fighter should be given an advantage over any other fighter, no matter your color, no matter your race, no matter your charisma. It doesn't have anything to do with that. If we think you're better, it has to be that your skill and your power and your work ethic led you to that post. You can't just be the greatest by fighting people and you cannot take tests. There shouldn't be any cut-off dates. Both fighters should be subjected to the test. This has actually led me to think, if it was the other way around, I do not think Floyd would be given that opportunity to be saying that he wants a 2 weeks cutoff. In fact, they should have gone to a different whole situation. Bob Arum would have taken it to another level by now. So, and also another thing we have to also realize here is that we have a former fighter who fought on the top rank, and we have the head of top rank who is actually having a bad blood with this fighter moving on without him actually promoting him. So we should think about this. Sometimes when you talk about people, you should put yourself in their shoes and think about it, what you would do. And I'm not Floyd, you're not Floyd. He has the right to decide for himself, but I believe in my own thinking that this fight is something that he cannot avoid, and I've found out authoritatively that they're working on this fight. And when somebody has offered over 70 million, you're talking about 60 million from Singapore. That is bullshit. We cannot be accepting that. When you have a higher offer, you go for the higher offer, not because we are not wearing the gloves. We're talking all these things we're talking. If you're not a millionaire, you will not realize the importance of every million you make. Do not forget their taxes. It's not like you're walking away with just 70 million or 65 million. You're still going to be taxed. And regarding the fact that this is going to be a huge fight, you're going to make the best use of it. It is just like when you're bidding for your car. You want to sell your vehicle at the best price possible. You cannot go for $2,000 when you have somebody offering you $6,000. It really makes no sense. It's not about fighting for just the public. It's fighting for your own self. It's fighting against the legends to put yourself in that position where they are. You cannot actually take greatness from somebody until they prove that they're not living up to expectation. Right now, we see that Manny has been actually functional. He's been fighting, even though he's been fighting people who I do not consider necessary. I think fighters like Saul Alvarez is out there. Manny still has a lot to prove to me to show that he's actually what he said he is. There is Saul Alvarez out there. There's Ortiz. There's even the guy that lost to Ortiz, Berto. He's been defeated on. He's been undefeated all this while. Nobody fought him. We have people like Paul Williams, who's just been defeated, who's willing to step down a bit. I mean, there's so many fighters out there that actually deserve the shot. And we have Amir Khan, we have Timothy Bradley, even though we think he's hurt butter, but I mean, one person should be able to knock him out and prove that I mean, you've taken the O, change it to one loss. So these are the things that we actually should put into consideration. But about these fights happening, like I made this video just to give you guys the insight, the information I got yesterday night. This fight is going to be happening, and it's going to happen soon. 74 million has been offered, and they're still working on it. I believe this guy could get up to close to 100 million, if not 100 million, for this fight, and it favors Manny because Manny would also get something similar to that. So Manny does not decide for himself. He speaks through Bob Arum, and I believe Bob Arum's dealership contacts is still the same. He's not actually stepped up the game. He's not been able to build very heavy deals, solid deals, just like Mayweather promotion is doing right now. And we will see a shocker. And I believe the fight that Floyd might be ducking would be the next fight, which is Martinez, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is a fight that Floyd actually came out of retirement and has been screaming about and trying to build. But the problem this fight hasn't happened so long so far is because of the Eagles, and you have Bob Arum there feeling he's the godfather, and he chooses what he wants to choose, in disadvantage to the other fighter, and which is not going to be good to happen. We don't see Oscar De La Hoya having such powers. So Golden Boy does not have an upper hand over Top Rank. Top Rank has much more solid political grounds and has much more power to influence boxing as a whole. So please tell me what you think, and this fight is going to be happening. It's not a question about me thinking about this, something I just confirmed, and I'm close to these people and I know what I'm saying. Thank you.